Good afternoon to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for the 22nd of August, 2013. Still battling this summertime cold. Barely could speak when I got up this morning. At least I'm able to record this, as raspy and scratchy as it sounds. So let's go quickly so I don't make you have to endure this for too much longer. We are seeing a little bit more convection now developing in the Atlantic Basin. Nothing organized, but we are starting to see maybe, just maybe, the signs of that Madden-Julian oscillation spilling over from the Pacific side of things. But out here in the tropical Atlantic, things are still very, very dry, especially in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. And it's probably going to take this upward motion pulse to come across and sort of lift the atmosphere, almost literally, to help foster upward motion and develop thunderstorms. Until that happens, we're not going to see any development. That's still probably a week away, so it's very likely we're going to end the month of August with no hurricanes, believe it or not. In the eastern Pacific, we do have a new tropical depression. This is tropical depression number 9, and you can see, luckily, it's not forecast to become a hurricane. It's going to remain a tropical storm. Water temperatures in this region just a little bit too cold for it to become a hurricane. It should stay on the west side of the Baja Peninsula. Maybe some of the moisture from this can get whisked away up into the southwest United States and perhaps bring some rainfall to that area. They could always use it. Speaking of rainfall and what the future may hold, I mentioned the MJO pulse. This is what it looks like. I'll zoom in on it a little bit. This is the Euro, the ECMWF model. Valid yesterday going through the 4th of September. Right now, the MJO, very, very weak in nature. Think of it as a wave of upward motion, and then it has a corresponding downward motion or sinking version of this wave that goes around the globe, usually every 30 to 40 days or so. Sometimes it's more what they call coherent than others, where it's more detectable and amplified. And you can see right here, it's very small amplitude, but going into the future, the Euro indicating quite an increase in MJO activity in phases 1 and 2, which, as I have mentioned, research shows strongly favors development across the Atlantic Basin over Africa, meaning that the tropical waves will become more intense, those easterly tropical waves that come off of Africa. So in the next couple of weeks, as we get into September, things should get really busy. There's no guarantee. Maybe this warm, stable air layer in the Atlantic will stay, and we could end up with a very inactive season. But the experts, there's some pretty smart people out there making these forecasts, and despite people wondering, well, is it really going to pan out? Is it just a lot of hype? You got to remember, there are a lot of different agencies that really have nothing to gain except, hey, we got it right. And their forecasts are still calling for a very busy season. If you think back to 2010, things were slow right up through the end of August, and then we still ended up getting down to the T-storm, Tomas, by the end of that hurricane season. So things can change in a hurry, and as always, we hope people are prepared. Well, that's it for me today. There's nothing else really going on in the tropics, which is a good thing. Hopefully when they do get busy, I'll have my voice completely back, and that'll be much better for everybody involved. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com. Always a privilege and an honor to do these videos for you on Hurricane Pro and HD. I'll be back with more tomorrow.